Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. We'll start off with some real news. In Tennessee, Hard AF Seltzer, our beloved Hard AF Seltzer, selling out everywhere. They're restocking the stores down there, and more stores are ordering. Frugal McDougal. Will you look up Frugal McDougal for me, Bob? Look up Frugal McDougal. I've never heard of this liquor store, but apparently it's really beloved down there. They picked up a bunch of cases, so we'll shout them out. And then in the old Knoxville, Tennessee, Bearden's. Yeah, there it is. Pop that up. People love this place.
Old Frugal Mac McDougal.
Look at that. Oh, it's Frugal McDougal.
Frugal Mac McDougal.
Liquor warehouse. We've made it. I sent my mom this picture and I said, we made it, Mom.
You can just hear the poverty.
The
Anytime I hear like a super traditional Irish name,
in the deep south.
it's like, oh man,
Yeah. No, I love it.
poverty.
I love it.
Yeah.
Go down to Frugal McDougal. Support them. Get them out of poverty, okay?
Well,
Support
no, I don't
them.
think
Go buy
they're
some
in
Hard AF
poverty.
Seltzer.
It just like reminds me of all the literature I've read about the look. Ireland doesn't have a great economy, and it's been like that for a while. So.
Yeah. A lot of bombings there, I heard. You know, I only get my Ireland news through U2. And if they're not singing about it, I don't fucking know about it, Dan.
What about the Jackal?
No.
Remember that?
The movie?
Richard Gere trying to do an Irish accent.
Yeah, I skipped it. I skipped it.
People forget there was a time after 9/11 where it was like we're degrading Arab people. We always portray terrorists as Arab. There were so many 90s movies with IRA villains.
Oh, tons, dude. Yeah.
There was Brad Pitt was one. Harrison Ford was in like 2 or 3 where he was fighting Irish people.
Yeah.
The IRA was a popular villain in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Big. I mean, don't even get me started on Conor McGregor. My God.
Well,
dude.
he got into a fight with an old man and lost.
Well, the old man didn't go down.
If you get into a fight with an 80-year-old and he doesn't go down, you lost that fight.
Yeah.
Those are the. I'm not 100% sure on all the rules, but I know that one for sure.
Speaking of which, we got 8-Year-Old Fight Club coming up next week. The children's fights that we were calling last week. Live on air. We've strung out an entire hour, so subscribe to Drinkin' Bros Podcast Patreon. We will be doing a full hour's worth of child fights on there. It's not illegal. I thought it was, but it turns out it's not. It's all over YouTube.
Jason Rouse in the chat. He says that Frugal's huge. It is a big fucking place.
Is it? We're in 50 stores now in Tennessee, so good. Go to Frugal McDougal and party. Ask Jason where it's at.
You just did.
I did. Are we live? You don't say. Sometimes I put on the old headset and I don't know, don't care. Everybody who comes in here says, Jesus Christ, you guys are really like the real people on screen. And I'm like, yeah. It doesn't really change. It doesn't really change around here. But the McGregor story, by the way, when he got rich, he bought an expensive car, drove into a super poor gang part of Ireland, and they chased him right the fuck on out of there, started shooting at the car.
Well, he looks tough on TV, but he's like 5'7" or some shit. So
No, he's gonna look tough in a movie. He just signed on as the lead opposite Jake Gyllenhaal in the Roadhouse remake. You're welcome.
yeah,
So-
that'll be fun.
I have to assume that McGregor will then get the line, I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
I hope so.
He's got to be that guy, right?
We chatted a little bit about this earlier. My only hope is, and I don't think it's going to happen because it's Doug Lyman and he's too well respected. I just go full cheese with it. Like we wrote one that Matt was going to be in, and it was about a bouncer I'm sorry.
VFW,
Yeah, dude.
Janitor.
Well, janitors. It was really fucking funny, and so do it like that. Do it cheesy. Really lean into it. Same way you do with Range 15. Like that's when it's fun, and the audience can have a good time. If they shoot this like a drama, we're fucked. We're fucked as a nation.
I think we're fucked either way because Jake. There's no way they're going to be able to feather Jake Gyllenhaal's hair. Right.
No, he can grow it out.
I know he can grow it out,
grow
but
it out.
feathering it, getting a fucking a body wave and feathered.
It's tough.
He can't pull that off.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of length and thickness.
Only Swayze could have done that. And to be honest, who's playing Sam Elliott's character?
R.I.P. Yeah, are they bringing Elliot back?
No.
Are they bringing Sam back? He's dead. He died in the movie.
He's old as shit.
Yeah.
And I can't. There's nobody that I can think of who could do that.
All of it. Even the bad guy. Who was the bad guy in that, Bob? I think he was in Scarface too. Man, dude, the whole cast was just.
And you
stacked
can't
in
replace fucking Swayze with anyone, really, right?
Who's going to be the blind band?
And Point Blank, they
Right?
tried with that, whatever the fuck his name is. Or,
or bombed
Point Blank,
miserably,
rather.
dude. That was one of the worst bombs.
That dude's a really good actor too, and it still was like dog shit.
because you
Nobody
can't
liked
do it, dude. Like even Point Break was tongue in cheek a little bit, you know.
So what you might know Ben Gazzara from the
that's him.
bad guy in Roadhouse.
Yep.
He was also Jackie Treehorn in The Big Lebowski.
Fuck you. That's it.
Stay out of
Damn
Long
it,
Beach,
man.
Lebowski.
But that is our top story today, Roadhouse. You know, why are we doing it? McGregor's going to go down there shooting in Puerto Rico. It's supposed to take place, Dan, in the Florida Keys. And that's kind of the backdrop for this one. And if you're wondering who Doug Liman is, he directed The Bourne Identity. So you're probably going to get a serious flick, I would imagine. But with Conor McGregor, let's face it.
Okay, I actually think, I don't know, this might end up getting kind of overly serious because it's also written by Nick Cassavetes.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's one of the best dramatic writers of all time.
I mean, he also wrote Face Off.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just?
But you got to take that. You take like the face-off gig. You take that.
Why do they have to call it Roadhouse again?
Great question.
Just call it something.
Because you have to make everything IP that already exists.
Exactly.
Or they won't make it.
They won't make it anymore.
It's like,
I'm pretty sure with the two names you just gave for the writer and director, you can get any movie made right now.
Man.
100%. You can get either one of those fucking dudes.
I think
movies
it's
made.
that bad. I think if you're not doing a Marvel movie, then you're fucked. You're fucked. So
You have those two dudes and you have Jake Gyllenhaal and you can't get your movie made, then your movie shouldn't get made.
I
to
agree.
be honest.
I agree.
Yeah, they should have called it Roundhouse, like Mega Giga Chad here in the chat says call it Roundhouse.
I said earlier, call it Texas Roadhouse, and then it takes place at a steak place, but they're all chefs.
Or
and
they
you
could-
go through their daily lives.
They could do it at fucking Hulk's.
karaoke Hogan's
bar.
Hangout?
Yeah.
Were you on that call the other day? We're heading into another state. Potentially, it could be Florida. With that, the guy goes, "Hey, what's your top places?" And I was like, "Dude, we went to Lowe's Hotel. Our buddy Charles Zeller works there." And I was like, "We also really want Hogan's Hangout." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, so it's Hulk Hogan. He owns this bar where he does karaoke at it." And I was like, "We want Hard AF Seltzer inside Hogan's Hangout."
I want to be responsible for the next time Hulk says the N-word on camera. I want him to be so intoxicated he doesn't know where he is and he fucks up really badly. And then we split the Gawker money. That's the long-term goal here.
It's always the long game, isn't it? Speaking of long game, this Breonna Taylor case will not die.
Unlike Breonna Taylor.
There it is. You tee it up and then you hit it right down the fairway for Louisville. Metro Police Department officers have been charged by the FBI in relation to the case of Breonna Taylor. And they call her a medical worker who died during a police raid in March 2020.
When in reality, she was a drug dealer.
God damn it, man.
Right?
This
I
is
mean,
their local station who wrote that, by
You
the
can
way.
be two things.
Yes,
Like
you can.
you can be an EMT and a drug dealer.
Yes.
Which is what she was.
Yeah.
She was both of those things.
But we had Officer Mattingly on the show who got shot in that raid. He said she only was like an EMT for like 2 weeks.
Well, hey, we all got to start somewhere.
I guess, but when you keep using a picture like that, like I mean, I'd be pretty pissed off if people just put my Papa John's picture up everywhere and they were like, oh, former Papa John's worker, Ross Patterson. Like, I'd be angry about that.
My first sergeant used to say that you can build 1,000 houses, but if you suck one cock, you're a cocksucker for life.
Right.
So, some things just stick, I guess, is the point of that.
Yeah, they do.
No, we're not shaming drug dealers, by the way.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
It's a nice profession. Just as long as the drugs are clean, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
But don't pretend that that's not what you're doing.
Right.
And don't pretend that a drug dealer who's the person standing next to him fired at police and then got fire returned on them is somehow like an innocent victim in all this, because that's not how this works.
Those charged include former officers Joshua James, Brett Hankinson, Kelly Hannah Goodlett, and current LMPD Sergeant Kyle Meany. They were arrested Thursday by the feds. The charges are for alleged civil rights violations, which is a federal crime, and that's important. Dan?
Well, there's no civil rights at the state level because civil rights come from the Constitution.
Right.
Rights, so
but that means you're going to federal prison if convicted and not, your local state or your fun little Martha Stewart jail. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she went to federal prison.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah, it was
it was just super nice?
It was not tax. It was, what do you call it? Insider trading.
Yes.
That's a federal crime.
It's like minimum security. I mean, she wasn't in the tough stuff. Also, I kind of think, depending on the state, you might prefer federal prison. Like, I don't know what Kentucky state prisons look like, but
I can't imagine they're very good.
No.
Kentucky is a shithole. And Martha Stewart killed like 30 people in prison as well. Nobody ever talks about that.
Ever. They never say anything about
weird.
that.
And I don't mind.
Me neither.
I just think like she should get credit for it. Maybe it's just jealousy because she's got stateside kills and I don't.
Yeah, probably. The charges, again, are for civil rights violations, and then a separate set of charges that include obstruction for actions that allegedly happened after Taylor's death. So with this, according to all the evidence that came out here, apparently the three officers met in a parking garage after the shooting took place to get their story straight. And then the fourth person that was charged, I guess, had written something on a warrant or fudged something to get this warrant done. Not sure how this is going to shake out here, but
I don't know the particulars of the case. I don't know what the indictment says that one of the dudes falsified information to obtain a warrant. I don't know what the information they falsified was.
Right.
I need to know that.
But what's interesting is in March 2022, Hankinson, who was charged, was found not guilty of state charges of wanton endangerment. He was then acquitted from endangering people's lives while shooting several rounds into Taylor's apartment. Those shots came after Sergeant John Mattingly was here. And so we'll see how this all shakes out. We have a special guest that's going to pop in today.
I think we have some breaking news, breaking correspondent.
Great. Bring him in. Who do we got here today?
We hired a new field correspondent
to go out and tackle the truth. Pop him on into the show here today.
Well, mostly he knees the truth in the face.
Yeah.
I don't want to discuss too many tactics.
For sure.
It's his own intellectual property.
Yeah. So. Pop him on in, Giorgio, if you can. And we'll kind of figure it out here as we go along.
That was a big cock tease right there, boys.
Sure was. And if technically we can figure it out.
He is joining.
He's joining the room. Okay. I don't know who this is.
The words joining with an ellipses, our correspondent.
Okay.
Out in the field, the reception, if you will.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's hard out there in these streets.
Yes.
Dropping more hints, by the way, if this actually goes down. It would be pretty funny if it does. Just give me a little hand wave if he pops in.
Yeah, we're still going. Just keep edging the audience.
Yeah, you're... This would be one of the crazier fake news if this actually goes down. Part of me is like, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
Anyways, we'll come back to that when it becomes a thing. So
For sure.
It's I don't know how they obtained some of this information. So federal prosecutors suggested that Janes and Goodlett met in a garage weeks after the shooting where they agreed to tell investigators a false story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only way they could know something like that is if somebody was listening to them or if one of them told federal prosecutors that, which wouldn't make a lot of sense because they all got indicted.
Right.
So it's entirely too early to know what the fuck's going on here.
No, but why is this so late, Dan? That's what I couldn't figure out this morning when I got up and heard this news. You already went to a trial over this. You already had it.
Well, that was a trial for like wanton endangerment, which is firing rounds and you don't know where they're going.
Okay.
Which, to be honest, that was a mixed bag for me, because when you're in a residential environment, you can't just fucking fire blindly. I understand that, but the people who would make that point in a court of law have never been in a gunfight in their life. I'll say that much.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. These are two completely different things.
Yes.
This is a civil rights violation, and they are going to try to intensify it by adding the fact that she died as a result of. And I don't know how that works from the in the federal legal process. If you violate someone's rights and the actions that spring from that lead to death, is that a wrongful death situation? I don't know how that works.
Me neither. But it's really curious, and the timing of this is really strange. I know people have been bitching about it for a while, obviously, but we'll let the justice system play out as it keeps going along.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then we'll go from there.
We'll see what happens when there's more information.
Yeah.
We don't have enough to really opine about this right now.
No, because the facts are pretty close to the vest at this point.
Yeah.
Next up, China retaliates against Taiwan. China conducted precision missile strikes Thursday in waters off of Taiwan's coast as part of military exercises that have raised tensions in the region to their highest level in decades following a visit by U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Now, I saw some of the footage of this earlier, and
yeah, it's like the 4th of July.
it was strange. Like, nobody cared in the country either. They were just watching. Like,
Well, the missiles went over Taipei.
Okay.
Which is, they're sending a message. So China announced that they were going to do this joint exercise and show of force and blah, blah, blah. They've been running their suckhole for a couple of days about it. 5 of the missiles fired by China landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone of Hataruma. Excuse me. And that's according to the Japanese defense minister. So from my perspective, all things being equal, and not like I'm not taking a side on this. Obviously, China can go fuck itself, but this is a reasonable and appropriate response from them. This is what you should expect from a hinged in lieu of an unhinged person, right?
Right.
So bombing some people, that would have been too much. But firing some fucking missiles into the water over your head, that it's
just enough, right? Just enough to scare you, but not enough to escalate war.
Well, I don't know if it's enough to scare you. It's enough to give them the opportunity to save face. Like, hey, we did something.
Well, I'm talking about the people of Taiwan. Like, if they saw missiles going overhead.
They should be scared because they're depending on America to protect them.
Yeah.
And we're not going to. So, obviously, we hate the CCP here, and most people do. But as far as the blend, we talked about this the other day, the blend of diplomacy and military intervention, this is about what you should expect. And the U.S., so China has now flexed on Taiwan. They flexed on the U.S. They flexed on Japan as well, right?
Right.
And the media is going to do one thing, but what's really happening here is we shouldn't respond at all to this.
Right.
Like, the United States should do nothing and it'll be over.
Yeah.
That's how this should work. But the media, you can find articles already. That happened this morning. You can already find articles talking about how understaffed and equipped the Taiwanese military is. So guess what? Billions of your tax dollars are going to go over there now.
Right. And my first thought was, this reminded me of Iran's retaliation, where it was enough to save face. Hey, we shot some shit over there, but we're certainly not ready to start a fucking war.
Yeah, China doesn't want a war any more than we do.
No, I agree.
They're playing chess.
Right.
That's it.
Because they've got a lot of our debt, and we buy a lot of shit from them. It would be dumb.
Sure. I mean, I would say some of the stuff we get from them is pretty important, but not as important as the stuff that we get from Taiwan, frankly.
Oh, really?
Like, the microprocessors come from Taiwan.
Okay.
So that's what all this hubbub is about.
Just the microprocessors. Huh?
Not just, but like we also care about freedom and liberty.
I got a whoopee cushion from Taiwan. It was really nice as a child.
TSMC is the company. They're the world's largest semiconductor fabricator.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well,
Make
for
all the
now,
silicon.
it'll be IBM in Ohio in a couple of fucking years. But until then, we have to let this play out.
Sure.
But yeah, it's what you'll see over the next. This is my hot take from this situation. Over the next 2 to 3 months, you're going to see Congress try to ramp up funding, weapons, etc., to Taiwan.
Okay. All right.
During a recession.
Great.
So we're going to fund 2 other countries' wars during a recession. And,
perfect.
you know, if you're hungry, you can go to fuckyourself.com.
Or org or gov.
Yeah.
I think they bought all the websites on GoDaddy.com.
Whatever it is, you're not fucking getting shit. Except for inflation and recession.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of pain, kids. Except at ghostbed.com/drinking bros. They got all the deals over there. They know the recession's here, and frankly, they're trying to help us. The deals they have on their fucking website are just absolute insanity right now. Bob, they still have that 50% off. Did they leave that off the 3D Matrix mattress?
I thought it was 30 and 40.
Oh, so they did take that down.
Who knows?
That was a hell of a deal, though.
You never know with them.
No.
You might just throw in as many old codes as you want. Figure it out.
Go to the website, go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros today. Enter the promo code Drinkin' Bros for 30% off everything in the entire store. That's pillows, sheets, mattresses, adjustable bases, and you'll be good to go there. Pack the cart as high as it will go, and you'll be good to go there. But if you want the adjustable base and the mattress combined together, that's the bundle package, and that's 40% off there. And then at the bottom of the page, when you check out, they get a 60-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest if you have decent credit there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. So all the deals I just mentioned can be used with that one, and you're good to go at ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Next up, Brittney Griner. Convicted and sentenced today, D'Anthony. She pled guilty to the drug charges against her last month for illegally bringing a weed pen into the country and a few cartridges. U.S. officials, meanwhile, have classified her as wrongfully detained and have confirmed they've made Russia a substantial trade offer to ultimately bring her home. She got 9 years today, technically 9.5 with time served. She's been in there for about 6 months now at this point, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with this. I said a little earlier, I was like, look, I don't think the merchant of death is going to be good enough for them. They're probably going to ask for a prisoner to be named later.
And maybe cash considerations as well. Yeah. No, they already have. They asked for us to leverage Germany to release one of their people as well.
Okay. And how's that going? And was it the hitman? It's the hitman, right?
Yeah.
The guy's been a hitman for like 25 years, one of the best in the biz.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's time. He's gonna go home and retire. It's not like he's gonna go back and be a hitter again.
Why not? If you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. Yeah. So like, why not go back and do it?
So they gave her what is effectively the maximum sentence they could.
Right.
They couldn't give her. They could have said 9.5, but that just sounds off-putting. Because 10 was the max. That's what prosecutors asked for. They gave her 9, effectively 9.5 because of time served. There's no chance she's going to serve that sentence, obviously.
Right.
We'll make some deal. But it's a lot more complicated now because, you know, the merchant of death is being requested, a fucking assassin from a third party. This is what makes it complicated.
Germany. The guy's in Germany, right?
Yeah. Biden said that the sentence is unacceptable and vowed to do everything in his power to get Griner home soon. He says, I call on Russia to release her immediately so she could be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates. Biden said in a statement released by the White House on Thursday. I released a statement this morning calling for Biden to release all the people in jail for weed in America. Hundreds of millions of people. I'm just kidding. It's tens of thousands of people are in prison for fucking weed in our country, and we're doing all this for some fucking dum-dum who doesn't even like our country.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You know what I mean? She was facing 10. She got 9. Obviously, the reason Russia gave her the max sentence is so they can leverage more out of the deal.
Right.
That's what that is, right?
Right.
So she doesn't have that kind of value. I would say, to be clear, this sets a really horrible precedent because now anytime Russia or China or somebody like that wants to get one of their people out of an American prison or a European prison, all they're going to do is kidnap one of our fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't believe Russia fucked her over on this and you think she's guilty, which she's admitted to it, but who knows under what duress, even if you think she's guilty for this crime, this is the new precedent now. Russia will just say, well, she had this or he had this. He was a spy, or they were doing espionage, and arrest them and fucking trade them back. Because a Brittney Griner seems like a bad trade to me.
So let me ask you this. In your best estimate, how long do you think it will take to get her home?
As soon as people stop talking about it.
Oh, today was a bad day for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every tweet adds value to her.
Yep.
Yep, sure does. It absolutely does. But if you're looking at another 6 months, people are going to bitch on the left over here.
They'll forget.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. There's, like, it's never about achieving goals for leftists. It's just about being a miserable cunt. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
They're certainly not going to notice her missing on the court since they don't watch it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I mean, this one's so tricky to me because I think it'll end up being 3 people. With the press coverage that it's getting, I think Russia
Well, we're
can
asking
kinda
for
ask,
2.
We're asking for 2.
A former Marine that was accused of espionage as well.
And so I think they're going to up it and probably go 3sies on that one. I don't know if they'll go 2 for 2 just because they can. This has gotten so much press coverage, including today. But I don't know how long these things typically take.
It takes some time, and it all depends on the political environment as well. Like Russia, like China, and like Latin America, very machismo culture. They're not going to do a deal where they don't save face. So I think, honestly, I don't know if there's an out for America here that makes sense.
I don't either.
Is 9 years of Brittney Griner's life worth butt fucking our foreign policy for the next 15? It's a question that needs to be asked, to be honest. My feeling is that we should march the Merchant of Death out onto the street in front of where he's being held and shoot him in the back of the fucking head. And be like, all right, cool, who else do you want? And then when they ask for another person, shoot that motherfucker too.
And then what if they shoot Brittney Griner? Do you go to war over something like that?
No.
You don't think so?
No, just the problem is now solved.
But I'm asking seriously, like, would that be enough? If you executed somebody high profile, would that be enough to do it?
I mean, Russia can't afford to be in a conflict with us.
I agree.
They know that.
I agree.
So they're trying to play big boy right here, and it'll be a huge mistake for us to let them. Like
yes.
Sometimes it's okay. Like if you've got somebody clearly strategically beaten, and the messaging that's out in the public is like, all right, cool, Russia fucked up here, and you allow them to sneak out the back door and save face a little bit, that's fine. That's good diplomacy. If somebody is continuing to posture up on you, like if China had lit up a military base or something like that, we would have to do something about that.
Right. Now,
Russia continues to press this issue. We had a deal. I'm told we had a deal in principle for the Merchant of Death guy for our 2 people. And then they came back after the fact and said, oh, we want to add this other dude from Germany.
Right.
That's you're negotiating in bad faith. At that point, Russia's got to pay a price for that.
The other part about this is if you're an American citizen, do you go to Russia again? Because you'd be worried about getting taken at this point.
You shouldn't be going to Russia in the fucking first place.
Look, I agree.
Or Belarus or anywhere near that fucking place.
Right.
Fuck that. Like,
scoop you up.
And people don't want to talk about this, but like 40% of Ukraine is pro-Russian. You know what I mean? It's like you're taking your chances going even to that country. So no, I would not go there.
Five for Fighting did it. So did you too.
Yeah,
and they're fine.
I wonder what
fine.
that cost the American taxpayer.
Probably 80.
Because do you think it was
they flew coach?
You think it was the Ukraine military that was protecting you two over there? No.
You know what's wild about it is ever since that Zelensky photo shoot in Vogue, people have really just shut the fuck up about it. I have not heard one word about Ukraine. The only thing I've heard about Russia is regarding Brittney Griner, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of funny if the United States just went around and arrested every single Russian athlete in the country.
Oh, yeah. It'd be great.
Not really fair to them, but life's not fair. So
Who is over here though? Are they ours? Or?
Alexander Ovechkin.
The whole fucking NHL.
Oh yeah,
Vladimir
shit.
Tarasenko.
It's like
But
30
I think Ovechkin and them came out against the war.
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't really care.
yeah, you just want to lock them up.
Yep.
All right.
yeah, that's fine. Brittney Griner came out against America. So, I mean,
Yeah.
what would he?
So there we go.
That doesn't. Who cares?
Let's get Ovechkin then. That now we're starting to get into the trade deadline here. We're getting like 5:59 where it's like, all right, Ovechkin for Griner.
And you don't even have to
That
do
makes
anything
sense.
negative to Ovechkin because he's about 2 to 2.5 seasons away from breaking Gretzky's goal record.
Is he really?
Yes.
Shit. What is he? He's got to be what,
He's
39 now?
36.
No
Yeah,
way.
but he's nowhere close to the points record.
No one will ever get near points. Like Gretzky had 200-point seasons, like a couple of them.
If you
Nobody-
removed all of his goals, I think he would still blow away people in points.
Yep.
Off assists.
For
alone.
assists, yeah.
Yeah. But, Ovechkin's the best, probably the most successful Russian athlete of all time. So,
Ivan Drago. Drago,
no, he lost, man.
no, he killed Carl Weathers.
Yeah, but
Killed.
Carl Weathers got killed by Predator, too. What, is Predator a great athlete? No.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
The
You
most
take
peak athlete.
You
Predator
take Predator.
Predator got killed by fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who also peak athlete.
Yes, peak
Yeah, but
athlete. In his
better
prime.
athlete. Once you get knocked
Schwarzenegger in his prime.
Once you get knocked off like that, I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? Nobody ever knocked off Schwarzenegger. No, nobody. Who beat him? The kindergartners?
His
Kindergartners.
nanny.
Oh, that's right. Nailed it.
She just kept the baby.
God, that's good.
But look, Latinas are Catholic, man. You got to be
Yeah,
careful.
you got to keep that baby,
You gotta be
dog.
careful.
You got to keep that baby. Man,
Ooh, wait. Is that real? Benjamin Love says they're making a Drago movie. Is that real?
that is real.
So it's going to be like
Correct. His son.
Son revenges his dad.
Yep. So they just signed on for that, and Sylvester Stallone.
So is he going to cut Sly's head off, or what the fuck's going to happen? there?
Well, so there's a really big problem with Sly and the owner of it. The guy's name is Winkler. His last name Irvin Winkler, I believe, is his name. He owns the Rocky franchise, and Sylvester Stallone says, "Dude, I want it back."
he's got to have points in it, right?
A
He
little
has to.
bit, a little bit,
but it's only going to
not-
be like 3% or something.
right.
Like that.
So he wants all the rights back because now they're just siphoning off of everything that he created on his script. Right. Drago is getting his own spinoff. Creed has his own spinoff movie. Pretty soon you'll be getting into Clubber Lang. Like Mr. T's still alive.
Does Mr. T have children? I mean, I guess you could make one.
In real life, he has to.
Well, no, I'm saying in the Rocky universe, Mr. T fucked.
Fucking dope.
What about-
shit.
Clubber Lang
Yeah.
fucked, so
What
he had to
about-
have
Hey
children.
woman. Hey woman. Why don't you come with a real man?
What about Hulk? What about Hulk Hogan?
Let's go.
Is he going to fight Brooke Hogan?
Let's go, dude.
Drago or Sly's kiss? One of Sly's daughters going to beat the shit out of Brooke Hogan?
Or you get Nick, his son, all jacked up on steroids,
Right.
and then you get him back in
We're
there.
crossing reality Hogan with Rocky franchise Hogan.
Yeah.
Those are two different things.
Michael B. Jordan already fought Drago's son, too.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and he beat him.
He did. Yeah, spoiler.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well, that
dick.
movie was like 5 years ago. What are you talking
No.
That's Creed 2, right?
Yeah, it's Creed 2.
Creed 2.
Or Creed
Yeah,
3,
it's
Back
2.
to the Streets.
Yeah, they're doing. I think they're doing a Creed 3, and they're doing the Drago, and they're doing all the things that they can possibly
Drago's son is a Ukrainian soldier. Set now.
do. Yo,
And then we flash forward.
you put Klitschko in there?
No, it's
let's fucking
It's
go, dude.
Vladimir Zelensky is his son.
Zelensky, but
That
man,
matches up.
Klitschko's the mayor of Kyiv.
He doesn't have time. He's in combat right now. He doesn't have time for this shit.
No, but get him a
Klitschko
quick
finds
cameo.
out orphan in
That's the
Kyiv.
backstory, yeah.
Get the same producers who shot the U2 Subway song, and then just shoot him out for a day, where he's just talking to the kid underground in a subway. Bombs are going off. Son, we're at war. It is your chance to show the world that Ukraine is strong.
You have special blood.
Oh fuck! And he fights fucking Drago. He fights Drago's kid. Dude, I'm in opening nights, probably on some heroin. That would be fucking awesome, dude. Holy shit. And then Zelensky can come in at the end. You know, even though you both were fighting, we can all come together and end war and stop the violence together.
But then Jean-Claude Van Damme shows up and roundhouses somebody's head right off the bat.
yeah. And he says, I'm from Belarus,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Well, he's from Belgium. I
Is he
think,
really?
right? Isn't he from Belgium or some shit?
I don't know his background that well.
Netherlands, maybe?
JCVD's from...
He's from
no.
He's from
He's from one of
French-speaking
those.
country.
Yeah, he's from one of the weird ones.
John.
Look up JCVD. That's what he likes to go
Yeah,
by.
he's from Belgium.
How do we end this set for the sequel?
Oof. You got to have another war. No, I think you got to go China. So the winner fights China, and then whatever Yao Ming's kid is, because that's we're going to have a Ming in
That's
there.
the only Chinese person.
Well, of any height and weight that you're like, all right, great. Otherwise, it's not going to be a fair contest.
We could go Japanese and go like either sumo or Shohei Ohtani. And Otani's just throwing baseballs at him.
Yeah.
And then Jean-Claude Van Damme is the trainer, and he's in a wheelchair, but he's in the splits the whole time.
Yeah, the wheelchair's in splits.
His wheelchair doesn't go like this; it goes out like this.
It goes outward, yeah. And
so
his
he has to
legs
go
are
through
outward.
doors sideways and shit.
His arc ends with having to do one more splits.
Yeah,
Great, dude. It'd be so good.
he trains for 6 months and then he falls and breaks his fucking hip.
It'd be so fucking good if that happened, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're available, MGM, if you want to hire us for that. MGM is the one that's juicing all this shit out there.
Do we have a guest here or what? What's going on?
Yeah, what do we got here in the corner? You can chime in.
We
say in
seem
real
to have
time.
a weigh-ins that may have concluded, and then we have a nice backdrop for iKON 4.
Sure,
Still
sure,
setting up
sure.
the camera. No audio yet.
No
No
audio
audio.
yet. Did you text Ari? Okay.
We are on it.
Yeah, we messaged them as well.
All right,
Great.
cool.
In a minute, yeah, sure. That's what I love about celebrities. They're always on time. They're always on time. What do you say? Oh yeah, of course, dude. Everybody's fucking late, dude. Are you kidding me?
Well, it's weigh-in day.
Yeah, but the way we can see it right now
Yeah.
on camera, it's over. If they can hear us,
Well,
it'd be
they're still doing press and shit probably.
Because I'm obviously not going to say this to his face, but
Come beat you
They
up.
can hear us.
oh really?
Yes.
I'm not sure if
great.
it's safe for just this random crowd of people to be able to hear us
I think it's fine, right?
because we say a lot of weird shit.
Don't worry about it. Our next sponsor is BubsNaturals.com. Put a little collagen protein powder in your coffee to start the day. Works as a de facto creamer. Best in the biz at BubsNaturals.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros is going to get you 20% off there at the old Bubs. Is it 20 or 10? What are they doing at Bubs?
Bubs, I don't know. Let me look.
I love Bubs Naturals, dude. It's the best in the biz. If you've ever had anything at GNC, stop doing that, okay? Just knock it off altogether. You're better than that. Go to BubsNaturals.com. It was named after Glenn Bub Doherty, who was obviously lost his life in Benghazi. Now his best friends have started a company in his honor. 10% of the proceeds go to his charity. On Veterans Day, 100% of the proceeds go to his charity. They've got some MCT oil powder as well, which is also one of my faves. I put a scoop in each, and then I start my day off like that, and that's a fun thing. And then their apple vinegar gummies. 2 of those in the morning, kids, will get you through the day.
Yeah.
Huge fan of their company. Gigantic fan of these guys.
It's 20% off, and if you're not using MCT oil powder, if you're taking supplements of any kind, any kind of nutritional supplement at all, and you're not taking MCT, then you're throwing your money in the garbage.
Yes, you are. You
Because
might as
your
well
body-
light it on fire.
Your body will not absorb it. That's how it works. It needs lipids to bind to get into your bloodstream. That's the simplest way to put that.
So go to BubsNaturals.com today.
Big naturals.
Big naturals heavies over there at BubsNaturals.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros. Once again, will get you 20% off there. Plus, you're supporting a veteran-owned company, which I like. There's a young man on screen that's talking in the camera. Now, we can't hear him.
He's doing a walk and talk.
I like a good walk and talk there. I do, but they don't have any volume on that side.
They do not. And
Does he know? And is he talking to us specifically?
I feel like they're recording a commercial right
yeah,
now.
I don't know
too.
if we're getting the camera feed, like they're leaving the camera set up.
I'm
for
not
us.
sure.
Would you like me to guess what he's saying? Welcome to the Savannah, Georgia arena right here for iKON 4.
Well, they're
Turn
on-
around
Do
here.
you want to put it on screen? God.
They're on the joint base there where there's Third ID and Rangers, I believe.
Yeah.
They're in Savannah. So
So if you're in Savannah and you're looking for some amateur professional or some young professional fighters who are coming up, go ahead and check out iKON FC4.
yeah, or you can watch it at home on Fight Pass.
UFC
as
Fight
well,
Pass. Yeah, the last iKON actually had Bo Nichols, professional debut, who's one of like the rising up and coming stars in MMA.
Great wrestler.
3-time
your boy.
NCAA champion from Penn State, had that famous grappling match with Gordon Ryan, and now is full-fledged into MMA.
Who
and
could forget that match with Gordon Ryan?
where Gordon pulled donkey guard on him,
Dude,
and then
who could forget?
Yeah, I mean that was one of the greatest things on Fight Pass last year.
When you go donkey guard on somebody, dude, it's over.
It was. And then Bo threw him over his head. It was crazy.
What the fuck is donkey guard?
It's where you turn around and approach someone with your back to
Your
them,
hind legs.
kind of like this.
Yeah, your hind legs, dude.
It's
a
when you
nice
back that
maneuver.
ass up.
Yeah.
Now that
Yes.
seems gay.
Seems like it.
But you're in a protective.
But it's a
Some ways
strategy,
it is.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're essentially a turtle
Now
going into a shell.
Pulling turtle is different, and that is also a move in jiu-jitsu.
It
A lot of animal names, and
Tons of animal names.
I know
in
you're
there.
getting distracted with this commercial.
Not
that's
at
being
all.
filmed.
Not at all. Don't care about it. Don't care about. I'm used to it, so I don't really care.
We also figured out.
but if they can hear us,
they
then I would
definitely
care.
can't hear us because there's no way that dude is having that full conversation into camera and hearing us at the same time.
No, I think the cameraman might hear
The
us.
cameraman might. Cameraman, shake the camera up and down if you
If
can
you
hear
can hear us, shake the camera up and down. Should we just tell the audience who it is? Because I don't want to cock tease them for this long.
We should just put this up and they could read, right?
Yeah, they can.
That is Jorge Masvidal.
Correct. Street
iKON
Jesus.
FC4.
Georgie boy.
Street Jesus supposed to join us here. But celebrities are always late.
Well, he's doing stuff, but I think we're having
doing stuff, damn it.
we're having technical issues is the problem here.
Well, not on our side.
No,
on
on
their
their
side.
Well, we kind of are over here because me and Dan are now fighting over the boards. We have 2 boards back together. And then
you-
he's like looking over at me like, why are you
I don't want him
pressing
touching
buttons?
my board.
But are you fighting or are you fighting?
Out of the ring.
Yes, dude. That's what I want to hear with Street Jesus on.
I don't think they can afford Bruce Buffer, to be honest.
I'll fight Giorgio
His
if he
quote
agrees.
is
He does
high.
the Gilbert Burns agreement where he doesn't want to take me down.
That'd be great. Oh, really?
Me and Dan in a kickboxing fight?
The two of you guys standing up the whole time.
I do that for like a Patreon. Like
Okay.
if they put money on it and put some money up for us.
Yeah.
I'd go handsies with Dan.
I want to get some jousting tools in
I
here.
want to cut though.
For sure. You want to cut weight for it?
Why? You gonna be too tired that
No, I
heavy?
want to cut of the money.
Of course, that's duh.
Yeah, I thought you said cut weight. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Why?
Yeah, why? Go in heavier. Lean on him, dude. Use your size to your advantage. All right?
How tired do you think Dan gets? He really goes for the knockout first round, doesn't he?
I don't think he does a lot of cardio.
You'd be wrong.
Really? No shit.
Dan's got really strong legs.
He does, but that's
what-
typically like guys who fucking lift all day.
Maybe, but like strong. The most important thing in any fight is strong legs, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a good sturdy base is good.
Giorgio's
Good
going to look
sturdy
like Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
Against
my
Michael
face,
Chandler.
my face just getting all mashed.
Wow.
He's gonna look like Nicole Brown Simpson, maybe.
Oh, boy. Now let's go there today. Who cares?
Well, you said
That's a hard call out.
you said
We've
cut.
been there all day today. Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
we've been there all day today.
I'll give Dan 2-1 odds.
Okay.
Is that not juicy enough? Do you want 3-1?
Nuts? For Delco? Yeah, you're
I
going
just
to need
want
3 to 1.
points. I want pay-per-view
You know,
points.
pay-per-view
Pay-per-view
points.
points, sure.
Okay. 6-round, 5-minute rounds.
Oof. That's 30 minutes.
Not 6 rounds.
You guys are going 3 rounds.
Why
tops.
6 rounds?
Yeah, it's 3 rounds.
You guys are going 3
I'm not
rounds.
This isn't a
championship
championship fight.
I got tired. It's kickboxing.
So, well, kickboxing is 10 to 12 rounds. Isn't
Right.
it?
That's what I'm saying. I'm cutting it short. I'm Jake Paul in this.
People are asking what size gloves. I like that question a lot.
16.
Oh,
16-pound gloves are going to be tough to keep up.
Nailed it.
It would be fun.
Oh, fucking nailed
I like
it.
those big giant boxing gloves because you
The celebrity matches?
you can't do any damage at all with those. Like
no,
the,
but you can see the technique. Like if they're
Yeah.
slipping punches and like
Yeah.
catching you, like
Sure.
we're not doing brain damage. But
if somebody's wearing gloves that large and they still make contact with your head, you've lost at life. Like you don't have any reflexes left. You may already have CTE. The gloves are huge. All you have to do is
Huge.
put your own hands in front of your fucking face.
That's all you have to do. Didn't we just see one of those? Was it Lamar Odom and... Yeah, we did the show.
that was pre-coma.
But they had huge gloves on.
Oh, it was massive.
Yeah.
It was what's his nuts?
So I didn't dream that.
Nick
Aaron
Carter.
Yeah, it was Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter, yeah.
That's his brother, yeah.
It's almost as unethical, those two fighting, as having children fight each other.
Which we're going to have.
More unethical.
Yeah, we're gonna broadcast
I
that
would
on
say those
Patreon next
children
week.
have better technique than either one of those two, and have probably had better coaching.
I think
would
the
say
point. Go ahead, Bob.
More agency as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like an 8 or 9-year-old child knows more about what's going on than 2 adult crackheads,
Yeah.
for sure, right?
For
You
sure.
would think.
One of them is barely alive.
Oof, tough to say. Lamar Odom was he was stroked out like me. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know
say
what
worse.
the after effects are on Lamar. Yeah, he does a lot of drugs. That's something I don't do. So
Can somebody talk to Ari and see what the fuck's going on here?
Give him a jangle real quick. Next up, what are the Capitol Police up to now? New listing on the federal government job board is raising constitutional questions as Capitol Police are looking to hire their own prosecutors. The listing for the attorney position posted on July 29th on usajobs.gov says in the description that the employee would serve as a special assistant United States attorney in the Capitol Police district offices. The salary is between $145,000 to $186,000 per year. It also says this position is to represent the United States government, primarily prosecuting individuals and or groups who have engaged in threats and or acts of violence against members of Congress, their staffs, United States Capitol Police employees, visitors to the Capitol complex, and facilities and properties within the Capitol complex.
This is unprecedented. I've never heard of something like this.
I haven't either. And I'm dumbfounded by this.
This would be like the local police, like your city police hiring prosecutors instead of the city and mayor hiring prosecutors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the district attorney, who is an elected official, hiring prosecutors to, if anybody does anything towards them, this is a separate prosecution team just for those people.
Yeah.
This is totally fucked.
It's crazy, right?
This is a big escalation by the federal government against the people of the United States.
Yeah.
A big one. They listed the prosecutor's job is at the Capitol Police, which means it doesn't report to the Department of Justice.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't report to the federal government even. It's a prosecutor. It's a federal prosecutor that reports to the D.C. Capitol Police.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a thing.
No.
In no way is that how that works. Now, what's his nuts? Mike Davis, who is the founder of the Article 3 Project, says it's constitutionally wrong to have prosecutors report to law enforcement. It should be the other way around. He's correct. Basically, you're flipping things around where they're supposed to work, where prosecutors are beholden to law enforcement. Now, law enforcement, instead of prosecutors saying, you find evidence and we will see if that evidence meets a certain standard, instead, police find whatever the fuck evidence they want and then force the prosecutors to prosecute it.
Right.
See how that works? That is institutional confirmation bias in the criminal justice system at the federal level. No bueno.
By the way, speaking of the Capitol Police here, I saw that homeboy with his zip ties went down. He got a hefty sentence.
What was it, like 3 years or some shit?
No, 87 months, I believe, Bob, if you look it up.
I'm not doing math.
Me neither.
I don't care how many months that is.
I think it's 6 years.
Don't show up to a fucking protest at the Capitol
7
of the
years.
United States with a bunch of fucking flex cuffs that you use to kidnap people. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's how do you explain your way? All the people that just walked in between the stanchions and were taking selfies and shit, if those people get prosecuted and serve time, that's a goddamn tragedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this dude, I don't really give a fuck. What the fuck were you thinking showing up with that shit?
7 years he got, I think. It
dummy.
was 87 months, right, Bob?
That shit's
I'm looking up.
really dumb.
He violated his bond. That was last year. Let me see what the news is. But either way, just like for everyone that was like, oh, they didn't, like what was going on? Like they didn't know what they were doing. I was like, yeah, there's one guy who knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
Like,
we can
what
pop him up on screen. It's this guy. This is the guy
the
that got pumped
fuck,
for
man?
it.
It's a dope hat, though.
It is. Looks like a Black Rifle coffee hat.
Sure is. Yeah, they caught some heat for that. What do you guys support the fucking Capitol riots? I don't know. Did the guy he's wearing Nike shoes too? Did they support it? Shut the fuck up.
Not a lot of people know
Well.
this. Nike did sponsor the Heaven's Gate cult.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it was like 28 pairs of purple Nike tennis shoes.
All the juice you can drink.
Yeah, but this is a real big escalation from the federal government. I mean, they're trying to. They're doing some shady shit that I've never even heard of our federal government trying to do before. And it comes alongside these recent revelations that I'm sure a lot of you have seen, where the FBI, through internal memos and policy even, like they actually wrote this shit down, where they are incentivizing employees, both in promotion and pay, to classify things as domestic terrorism, whether they were or not, right?
Right.
So this, including labeling the Betsy Ross flag as a symbol of white supremacist domestic terrorism. You know what I mean?
Wasn't Black Rifle in there, and I think maybe Grunt Style or somebody else?
Probably, yeah. But it's like, for a very long time now, 4 or 5 years now, these lunatics have been saying that white nationalism and such is the biggest threat to the United States. Domestic terrorism from white people is the biggest threat to. And you saw the result of domestic terrorism from white people in America have been two things. One, dummies trespassing at the Capitol. That's one. And two, 4 federal agents trying to kidnap the governor of Michigan.
Yeah.
Get fucked, dude. It's nonsense. And now we see that, like, if somebody's trying to convince you of something and then behind the scenes they are intentionally incentivizing people to build that narrative, then you know they're full of shit.
Oh, 100%.
Right? I mean, this is like the entire FBI, the ATF, all these organizations need to be completely dissolved. They're corrupt from the fucking very core.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Bob, by the way, if you can pull up the primary challenger for Gretchen Whitmer, she just won, I think, 2 nights ago. It appears as if she's really hot, and I think the people of Michigan should vote for somebody really hot. That's all we want to see. If we're just going to do it, let's just put hot people in there.
Alaska did that.
Did they?
Back in the day.
With Palin? Yeah. Pop her up on screen there. This was a fun one, right? I was like, all right, cool. This is something we can get behind. I don't know what any of her policies are. But if you got to stare at somebody in the state of Michigan, this is probably the person that you want to be looking at all day. Now, Big Gretch, I don't know what's going to happen with her. All that shit was fake, and then nothing happened, right? She's fine, and we've never talked about it again.
There were 8 people involved in the conspiracy. I just want to back up and be really clear about this. There were 8 people involved in a conspiracy to kidnap the governor of Michigan. 2 of them were federal agents, and 2 of them were federal cooperators. 50-50. Right? It's fucking stupid, man.
Oh, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Next up, Putin's got a body double. Come on, dude. That's exactly what I was hoping for. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Do we have a picture of the body double?
Yeah,
because that would be fucking great, dude.
Well, we're watching Jorge walk around right now, but again, we still have no.
Pop him in if you want. There you go. He's supposed to be on the show.
Well, what's that at the top say that there's no audio?
Yeah, there's no audio.
It's connecting audio.
This is the best. This is a long tease. We call in the biz. This is a real long tease.
I can't tell the internet is there, but
if he doesn't do the show, it'll be awesome.
That's the third.
I feel like we've been following OJ.
Did not connect. Oh, he's dapping up and giving hugs. He's giving love.
That patch you saw on the wall. That's the 3rd Infantry Division.
Yeah. So, by the way, real quick, explain to the people here. He's fighting on a military base? Or
he's not fighting, but yeah, they're doing it on. UFC has done this quite a bit of times before, where they have fights on military bases.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But this isn't UFC, although it is on Fight Pass. It's iKON.
Yeah, it's on UFC.
It's on Fight Pass, and it's in Savannah, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Rangers and Third ID and some other folks there.
Okay. You can pop that pick up on screen one more time, Giorgio, that video if you want. There you go.
He's hugging. Oh,
people are hyped.
Somebody's excited. They're getting ready to.
Look at that,
they're going to storm the.
Yeah.
Storm the stage?
Storm the stage.
do they even know they're in this meeting?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? That's the beauty of celebrities.
We may have the best BTS ever of iKON FC4.
Oh, we can hear you.
There is some
Hey, what's
audio. We do have somebody here. Bob, in the meantime, do you have a pic of Putin's body double here?
It's in the article from the notes.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, this is what I was talking about with Biden's body double last week.
Sure.
You can see that his ears are different. You can't fake that.
Can't fake that. You can't. So it's the lobes, is what you're saying there?
Yeah, Lisa Loebs.
Okay. She's one of my favorites, by the way. You know that, right?
I don't know.
They say you only do what you want to. Reality Bites. It was the theme song for Reality Bites. So Putin's got a body double out there walking around. He was exposed, and we got a pic of him. Bob, let's see it. Pop it up on screen.
Well, it's
here.
interesting. So this used to be a conspiracy theory that they use body doubles for him. Now, there's been a lot of rumors in the past couple of months that Putin's got cancer or some shit. Like his face got puffy, and people thought that's signed you're on steroids to fight off cancer and shit like that. Then he had, excuse me, he had Nikolai Patrushev, who was one of his closest allies, doing public appearances for him.
Yeah.
While he was attending to medical shit, whatever that happened to be. We don't know what it was. Now, this week, Ukraine's newly appointed military intelligence chief, Major General Kirilo.
Cry tough. He goes by Cry tough.
Budanov told Ukrainian TV, and they can't fight back. The Ukrainian TV can't fight back, by the way, because anybody that didn't toe the Ukrainian party line, they shut down those 3 TV stations.
Yeah.
So he told the Ukrainian propaganda state-run television that Putin's heightened ears have changed in recent appearances. He said the picture, let's say, of the ears is different, blah, 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 blah. It's like a fingerprint. Each person's ear picture is unique. It cannot be repeated. I don't know if that's
Yeah, do you have a pic of
correct.
it, Bob? Which one's the double here? I'm looking in the thing. Pop it up on screen.
Well, that's the thing. Like if you're Vladimir Putin's double and only you and him know who's who,
Yeah.
you fucking whack that dude out,
Fuck
right?
yeah, you
and
do.
you become Vladimir Putin. Oh,
If you're the healthy young one there, you do all the things.
Yeah, what's
you
Jorge
do
talking
all
about?
the things here.
yeah. Let's try to talk to this guy.
Pump the volume on.
Talk to him
see
about
what
Vladimir
happens,
Putin.
yeah.
I've heard he's not a fan of Vladimir Putin.
I heard he's against him.
Yeah.
And which is brave. Not a lot of people have come out against Putin.
But this is what James Lindsay, a very fine author, a friend of. He's the guy that with Peter Boghossian wrote all those fake studies and published them, and they were like, what was like the conceptual penis or something
Yeah.
like that, just dumb shit. This he calls it the iron law of woke projection. Oh, here we go.
What's up, everybody?
We got
Gymnasium, weigh-ins, the fighters here. Got the real badasses, the armed service men. Let's go. Met a bunch of Army Rangers. It's been a hell of a day, man. Got to shoot some guns real quick, too.
Oh shit! What did you shoot?
Not real guns, my bad. I'm sorry. It was like training with like air guns and lasers, but it feels like the real
Oh
thing. man. It
yeah,
was-
yeah. Well, come to Austin sometime. We'll get you to shoot some real guns, and we'll blow some shit up.
Yeah, what do you want to blow up, Jorge? We got everything down here to blow up.
I was just in Houston, man. You guys should hit me up.
Oh, shit. Down in Houston? We did a live show from a strip club, Bucks Wild down there. One of the best shows we've ever done. Go grab an earpiece and come back to us when you can hear us.
I'm gonna sit down right here.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Man.
Go ahead.
But yeah, this is the iron law of woke projection. Like when the globalists like this guy start talking about people using body doubles and check the ears.
They don't throw me in jail, man. Military.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit. Look at that, dude. We're getting the real shit here. He's got a fucking Mac on.
Oh, it's in Georgia. That's fine.
What are the laws down there?
There are no laws in Georgia.
I haven't been back in a long time, to be honest with you. It's always changing, so who fucking knows down there? What I love about these events is they're well coordinated.
Yeah.
And there's no chaos to it whatsoever. Because Georgia has great publicists, so it's
how
just chock full of like
he's
the
looking
top talent.
He's
you get
looking
the top talent.
Looking for a place to sit, checks his pockets. There's a fucking M4 mag in there. Why not? Sure.
Should we just pop open some booze here today? I think we should. Is he settled? This could be one of my favorite shows of all time, by the way. Because it almost is like it doesn't exist and we don't exist. You know what I'm saying? But we are live, and everybody knows.
I think he's now looking at us because he finally pulled the laptop.
There it
There we
is.
go.
There it is. He's
Finally
looking.
need you guys. Take this one. Can you just make this one big? I'm sorry, because they got it like numerous screens of. So I couldn't really
And the internet's good too. The internet's always good down
How
there.
you guys doing?
What's? Yep. So the rope. It sounds like you've been taken down by a robot.
We should get iKON in the back.
Go ahead and shift it to another screen. We'll figure it out as he gets in there, Giorgio. Because right now it sounds like he's fighting the Decepticons in a battle for his life.
Well, how do you know he
My
would?
money's on Jorge.
How do you know he's not a Decepticon? I never really got that straight. Why are the Transformers good and the Decepticons are bad?
It's a race thing.
No, it seemed like propaganda to me.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Because to me, it was all about the colors of the cars, and it seemed like they were
'cause
segregated.
They were the same. Like some of them were the same.
Some of them were yellow, dude. And, as Hunter Biden said, no yellow. We don't do yellow.
I think he was talking about meth.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
You're not prostitutes? I'm going to go with prostitutes, still.
I guess we'll see.
There's a child on screen. If he can hear this, well, welcome to Drinkin' Bros, obviously. But the body double, I agree with you, D'Anthony. If it really looks like him and he's got a shot at it, you kill Putin and do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I would do. I think there was wasn't there some inside joke in Arrested Development about one of Saddam Hussein's
He had like
doubles?
20 body doubles.
Yeah.
What's funny is this is a deep cut. This is how deep cut that show went. In season 1, George Bluth said he thought that Saddam was the soup Nazi. He goes, I told him I loved him on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And then in season 3, when they get to Saddam's palace, the soup Nazi is playing one of Saddam's doubles.
Yeah. It's a good show, man.
So 10 is on an hour out.
Is he on right now? Jorge, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
There we go. There we go. Welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Friend,
Let's go.
at the top of the show, by the way, we were talking about Conor McGregor, who you called out, signed on to do Roadhouse, a remake of Roadhouse, which, one, is a horrific idea, but two, means that probably knocks him out through the end of the year and you guys won't be fighting. Did you hear the news about Roadhouse today?
No. What's Roadhouse? And is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie that's Patrick Swayze starred in.
Okay. No, I didn't know. I'm sure Conor will find a way to fuck that up,
Yeah, so he's the lead in that. That's going to knock him out. I know it's a 4-month shoot. A friend of ours may or may not have a role in it. So that's going to knock him out of that. That kind of leaves you with Gilbert Burns. Are you interested in the Gilbert Burns fight still?
Gilbert Burns and Leon has called me out like 4 different occasions, saying if he wins the title, he wants to defend it against me. I'm not mad at him for that. I don't mind going to England beating his ass up again. So I got options.
Yeah, I don't know what the odds on that would be, but right now they're saying it's not in your favor. Sorry. But with that, I know Gilbert Burns said he wouldn't wrestle you. He'd stand up and fight you. And you said, no, I don't want to do that. You do your game, I'll do mine.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. I've been fighting for 19 years professionally, and I've never had a handicap or asked for a handicap in my life. And anyways, he's not the type of guy who'll take me down and hold me down. He's good at jiu-jitsu, like being on his back and throwing up submissions, but he's not a takedown artist, so I'm not worried about his wrestling at all. So it's kind of like weird him even saying that, because he knows he can't take me down. So I don't know why he's saying that stuff. Especially I don't need a handicap from this guy. Maybe if I was fighting like Bruce Lee or something, maybe, but not this dude. I definitely don't need a handicap from this dude.
Well, would you ever fight a real handicap then? Because nobody's been able to do that so far in the UFC, and I think that would be a blast. If we put somebody in there, maybe a para, I'm not talking about a quad, but just a handicap for, let's say it was $18 million. Would you do that fight for $18 million, winner take all?
How do you do a takedown of the guy in a wheelchair?
You can't take him down. Yeah. That's the thing. So it's going to be stand up, but you're on your knees. You're on your knees against a guy in a wheelchair.
Okay. I don't know, man. As long as like the guy for TV, at least, But speaking of there's handicap matches we could do. They could bring over some of these punk boxers into the UFC, and I would sign contracts. I wouldn't take these guys down. My strikes against yours. Let's find out who the better striker is. I forget the guy's name. The actress that was on the Disney Channel. It's like a boxer now. He's called me out numerous times. I can't leave because I'm such a UFC contract. The stickers, it's like this a contract, so I can't just leave, But he can come on over and I could sign something that would say, "Man, I won't kick or elbow you or anything. I'll just straight up box with you." But he won't,
Is there talks of that actor coming to the UFC?
Yeah, it has been. It has been. So you're talking about Jake Paul. And he said he would be down. I don't think Dana would allow that to happen. You'd probably have to be out of your contract, right?
No, Dana would allow for him to come over and pay him a very, very handsome reward for getting his face punched in, but he declined it, and the offer still stands. He can come on over and I'll only do boxing. I won't do nothing else but throw boxing. And if I do any other strike, I'll put it on contract that I'll give you XYZ dollars, So we make it like nice and fair, but he won't, Contract's been thrown in his face, but like a lot of these fighters, they just.
Yeah, it's a lot of talk out of most of these guys. I know, with the Rahman fight, it was recently called off allegedly due to weight. Some people are speculating that, the pay-per-view buys probably weren't looking that great, and neither was the gate. With Jake Paul, is there any chance that you would go into boxing with him? Because I know he's mentioned that as well.
I'd go into boxing with somebody that sells pay-per-views. Just like you said, I'm not going to leave my expertise to go fight somebody in their expertise and then on top of it not get paid. And on top of it, make him a paycheck. He's just not a draw. He doesn't sell pay-per-views. So I don't see it in any reward for me to go into his field and do what? Like sell a bunch of pay-per-views on my side and him bringing his 75,000 pay-per-views. Nah, no thanks, man, We could do like a sparring match and bet money on it. We could always do that. I've offered him that too. We could bet like $500,000 on a sparring match. Everybody online will decide who the winner is. He could have a headgear on if he wants, all that stuff, but he won't do that either. So I just made him famous probably being on this podcast talking about his dumbass. So
yeah,
let's skip him. Let's go to somebody cooler, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to somebody cooler. Dan and I stumbled upon some 8-year-old child fighters last week from Chechnya. I don't know if you've seen those videos that are going around, but 8-year-olds are UFC fight. I mean, they're cage fighting over there. How many 8-year-olds do you think that you could take on at one time if they all flooded the cage? Let's say it was 40. How many of them do you think you could knock out cold? And keep in mind, you probably haven't seen the footage, but these kids are pretty skilled.
Oh, man, you set me up for failure because no matter what, if you hit a kid, you're going to jail. Man.
No, let's take that off the table. You're in Chechnya. It's okay to hit kids over there.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You can tag a couple 4th graders over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell you the truth, I think I'd hit one and the rest would just run, man. I don't think, 8-year-olds will see their comrades get knocked out and keep going forward, man. I think they'll be like, it'll be done, because that side is in real life too. Sometimes you got numerous guys attacking, you drop one, everybody's like, never mind. They change their tune real quick.
That's true. That's true. The only time I've seen something similar in real life, a buddy of mine from college accidentally beat up this retarded guy. To be fair, he didn't really know. Like the strength on that guy though was fucking insane. And like he landed a right hook to my buddy that I was like, dude, he can't recover from that. And it was just a backhand. And then the bar stopped and he was like, hey, dude, you just knocked out a mentally retarded person. And everybody kind of fled. I don't think I've seen a shocked look on your face like this before in my life, so I'm glad that this story really got the rise out of you. But you've been in some backyard brawls. Has there ever been any questionable people down there in Florida where you're like, man, that's probably 1 degree of incest later that I just knocked out on YouTube for $800?
No, yeah, there's definitely people that have had one chromosome less or one too many that have come across, but those are not on videotape, I don't want to get no backlash. I didn't fight those guys on tape, but there's a lot of interesting people in South Florida, to say the least.
Oh yeah, my God, man. I mean, look,
there was a lady arrested this weekend driving down 95, pissed drunk in a fucking golf cart on 95.
On 95.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
She got on 95. I'm surprised nobody threw an alligator in one of those backyard brawls and just said, "Hey, it's Jorge versus an alligator. You get 4 kicks." Do you think you could knock out an alligator if you just kicked it in the face?
I probably wouldn't kick the alligator in the face, but I know this because I've seen it with my very own eyes in live, in person happenings. You could wrestle the alligator and get him tired. I got a couple of friends that go down to the Everglades, just took him in with me, and they'll jump in the water in the canal, and they'll literally wrestle the alligator and get him out and tire him out. And I've seen that happen like 2 or 3 times in front of my face. So I know better than kick him. Your leg might not come back if you kick him. You get around them, you start wrestling, you got a chance.
Yeah, you got to cover up the eyes too. A buddy of ours, his cousin, wrestles alligators for a living down there, lost a couple digits and part of his elbow, but it's worth it. I mean, it's showtime, baby. That's Hollywood. you're going to lose some stuff. Speaking of which, you got a big event tomorrow night. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Yep, we're here in Savannah, Georgia. Right here, we're at the military base in the gymnasiums. Weigh-ins are about to happen like in 20, 30 minutes. Basically, I try to get the country's up-and-coming best guys and put them once against another. In the main event, we got a 5-0 guy versus a 4-0 guy. These guys, if I was either one of their managers, I'd be telling them, don't fight that guy. Don't, it doesn't really benefit you now in your career except in one thing alone. It's a fast track in the future. These guys want to go off into the UFC. They want to go into the biggest promotions possible. So they get the hardest fights on the regional side that they possibly can, So that's what we try to do from top to bottom. We've sent already about 4 guys to the UFC. Or Dana White Contender Series, we sent 1 there. So the guys coming in know that, hey, man, I put in a good show, beat one of these top-ranked guys in the country. My next fight might be in the octagon, So it's something that we're very proud of, and guys just keep signing up to fight the toughest guys possible. Usually, a lot of promotions, you offer an undefeated tough guy to another undefeated tough guy, and they're like, I'll circumvent that. I'll get an easier fight because I know if I get 8, 9, 10-0, I can maybe get into the UFC. These guys are doing a fast track now. It's very different. When I was growing up, you were like 20-1, 16-2, and then the UFC would start looking at you. Now you can get in quicker, but your lifeline's a little bit quicker once you do get in there because there's so many guys that they're bringing in,
Yeah, and, speaking of experience, you've had 57 fights in your career. Nobody knows it better than you do, and especially what it takes to have the leap to the UFC. Tell everybody how they can purchase the fight or watch it.
You could watch the fight on the UFC Fight Pass, iKON, Jorge Masvidal's iKON Fighting Championships. You can purchase the tickets online at ikonfc.com, or you can just show up to the venue live in person, get them at the door. Not a lot of tickets left, but you can still get some tickets at the door if you want. Doors open up at 6 p.m. First fight is at 7.
Fantastic. Hey, we're looking forward to it. Next time you're in Texas, let's do this in person. You're one of our favorite personalities in the UFC. Thank you for joining us, Jorge. We appreciate you stopping by Drinkin' Bros this afternoon.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Yeah, God, you can say God bless, Allah bless, whatever you want.
No, not that. I want to say God bless them. I wanted to ask if you guys want to meet some of the fighters and some of the troops that are here and stuff. Walk around, say hello real quick.
Absolutely, let's do it. Yeah, you got a camera crew? We're live, so we're good to go. We got our own seltzer company. I'm going to crack open some hard AF seltzers. We're good to go. Do a lap with the people there. Dan, is this inside the base, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like it. I haven't really toured the joint base there in Savannah, but there's a big third ID placard on the wall, so I assume it's on base.
Okay. That's a nice gym. That's a nice gymnasium. Is that what they call it? Do they call it a gymnasium?
I hope not.
Okay. I thought I'd ask, I've been in some chow halls and things like that. But
I don't know what they actually do in gyms on military posts. The only thing I've ever seen anybody do is they do change of command ceremonies and shit.
20 years in the service.
Oh, 20 years. That's too long, man.
20 years in the service.
Oof.
Mike's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Hi, welcome to Drinkin' Bros. Look at that. Jorge's a man of the people, taking photos with everybody. It's a fun day down there. Not a lot of boozing. Are you allowed to booze on base, Dan?
Probably not here. Like in uniform, no.
No?
You can at the officers club you can drink in uniform, I believe.
What would happen if you just cracked one open right in front of your sergeant? What would happen there?
Well, if it was your sergeant, he would probably crack one open as well. That's typically how that goes.
I like that. Yeah. Now he's got a baby. Look at this. Put the baby. Look, he's holding babies, dude. The baby's crying, so that's not a good sign. He's probably squeezing the baby a little. What kind of... Is that a takedown? Is he trying for a takedown on that baby, Giorgio? What do we call that?
That was more of a upper body lock.
Okay. And Jorge supports the troops. He's always doing things with the military.
It's a couple of third ID guys there.
Yeah, look at that.
One of them needs a haircut, obviously.
Who's the guy who's super jacked? What do you think he does right
That
there?
guy's in the Marine Corps.
That's a
Marine.
Does he have crayons in his pocket?
Probably, and a butt plug in too. If I had to guess.
Well, the crayons are for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's for. They're on the East Coast, so it's 5.10. Those are dinner crayons.
I would assume you would use the crayons as a butt plug and then transition it to a meal.
You can if you put a rubber band around a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he holding it back at McDonald's right there?
I hope so. That'd be great.
Is that what that is?
That'd be great. How exciting would this be for real? Like if Jorge Masvidal just
no, we
showed
did
up on
this
base?
in
Like, it's fucking awesome.
2007. UFC came to Fort Bragg, and it was Josh, whatever the fuck is Koscheck, and a bunch of other people.
What year was that?
2007, I think.
Okay.
Or it may have been. No, it would have been 7.
Dr. Frank used to be the ringside doctor for those.
It would have
fights?
been either 2006 or 2008, I believe. But it was a fun time.
That's awesome, man. It looks like he's just got a sack of McDonald's
It's a
there.
big bag of McDonald's.
Is he giving it to children?
Over under how many burgers in that bag?
Boy, I'd say 16.
I would say it's probably like a double quarter pounder and a 20-piece.
Also, his kicks stay and fly. The high tops.
Well, he's a what do they call him? A high class man.
Yeah.
Who's the rapper you were singing the other day?
Jadena, classic man.
That's it. He's a classic man. Yeah, he's got a quarter pound. Look at that.
I'll crack it open.
Oh, that's
the best life in the world.
a Big Mac.
We would like to
game this right now.
You moving up a weight class with that?
It's real life shit.
Yeah, it is.
Free as fuck. Is that crazy or what?
That will be on UFC Fight Pass.
He's angling for that McDonald's sponsorship. Right
Sure
now.
is. He's going full Jared Taylor on it. Look at him destroy that thing. What's he gonna fight out now? 205 after this thing? He's definitely.
That's my weakness.
He weighs 205 right now.
Women and cheeseburgers. I can't say no.
Women and cheeseburgers. Dan's is women and cocaine. So you guys are very similar in that regard. A lot of shocking content here today.
It's not. Watching a man eat a Big Mac is not shocking. McDonald's is the most successful restaurant in the history of mankind.
I spilled the beans and my fucking buddy beat up a retarded person, you know? And
Well-
that's he's got to live with that. He's got to live with that.
You know.
Somebody in the chat said, I love the confidence of Jorge Masvidal that he said he could beat an alligator. I do too. That kind of just glossed right past me. I was like, oh shit, he's got a strategy for it. Like he's got a real life strategy.
Let me tell you something. I've seen my friends wrestle the alligators like 3 or 4 times now. I've never once jumped in them. I only would do it for life or death. I'm not doing it just for kicks and giggles or for the Instagram. Hell no.
Were you like a hype man though? Were you standing back there like, oh
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
that?
Are you gonna let the alligator do you like that?
Yeah.
Are you gonna let the alligator do you like that? My God, man. Hey, the kicks, by the way. What are you wearing? Everybody's complimenting your kicks in the chat. Who do you got on there? Okay. Yeah, those are dope. Those are, those are custom. You guys sent those, right? You weren't the first in line. You're not waiting around for Yeezy Day to drop.
They're called Supras. I think they went out of business.
Okay, cool. I like how he's able to get some LA gear for me then. If we're pulling shit out of business, if you got that kind of pull, grab some Jordache, pop those on. I want some Z Cavaricis back. God damn it, that was big in Miami for years, dude. I like to see a nice pair of Z Cavaricis on you.
Supra was a local Miami company though.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sponsored Chad Muska back in the day.
No shit.
I feel like all these fighters are coming waiting on me McDonald's in front of me.
I know.
You should just sit there and eat like 40 fucking Big Macs in a row and make them wait.
Yeah, order some pizzas on top of it. Really stack it up.
Like,
there.
all right, and then get up and like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go take a nap. I'll be back in like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Is that your child, by the way?
Yeah. This is all me right here.
There we go.
Nice.
The next generation.
The next generation of street Jesus right there. What's Jesus' disciple? What are we calling him?
Peter, Paul, probably one of those.
His name is Bubba. That's what we call him. But he's I'm living in his shadow. He's only 7 years old. This dude's full blast maniac. You know.
Yeah.
He's pretty calm right now.
Well, he is trying to tear your face off.
He's trying to tear your face clean off your body.
That's kind of a Florida man thing to do.
It is very Florida man.
Yeah, he didn't Big Mac.
Have you thought up any nicknames for him? I think the Florida man would be great. I think the Florida man would be awesome for the kid.
Maybe.
No, I hate that. I would hate that. See this? I would hate it. I would hate it, and I would hate it, and I would hate it. So
Okay.
How about 20 pushes for everybody watching? 20 pushes. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, look at that, dude. He's going. He's working the body there.
He's been activated.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of this next week on our program.
Damn right you are. We got live child fight, and he threw him down. Threw his own kid to the ground. You love to see it out of Jorge. Doesn't matter if it's a 7-year-old child. He's still taking him down.
There's no participation trophies here, folks.
This is 7. Those 8-year-olds, I'd get like 100 of them before I get even like.
I'd love to see you knock out 100 8-year-olds, and that's part of that is just selfish on my part because I want to see it happen. If you told me any of this was going to go on today, you could have just slapped my grandmother in the face right in front of me. But we've had a blast. Jorge, we appreciate you being here, buddy. And thanks for all you're doing down there for the troops and everything.
We got to do this in studio, in person. Let's make it happen. Let me know.
Yeah, man.
I'll catch a quick flight over there and let's do this in person. Do it the right way, so I can hear everything. You guys can hear me. No internet lag, none of that craziness.
Yes,
Perfect. Yeah, so we'll get you in town. We'll get you in studio. Thanks for being here, Jorge. We greatly appreciate it.
God bless the troops, the real fighters, the dudes that do it for real, put it all on the line, the women as well. Life or death. It's different. What I do is just for fun, man, just kicks and giggles. The individuals watching this podcast at this space, what they do allows me to do what I want to do is break people's jaws. They put their life on the line for my freedom. So always, God bless the troops.
That's
God
awesome.
bless America.
Hey, we appreciate it. Take care.
Let me get this clear. Let's go, Brandon, huh?
I knew you.
Combat inflation, they're going to tax the hell out of us.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? This shit's getting crazy, man.
It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, Jorge.
I've heard you guys' podcast before. This is why I got to go in there so we get, dive deep in there.
Yes, sir.
Spread the gospel, man, because it's getting crazy out there.
Fuck yeah, dude. As soon as you're able to come in studio, come in studio. Unbelievably entertaining. We love you. Come in studio soon.
I'll bring this guy just in case for the entertainment value.
Yeah, might as well. Might as well. We'll have him do the watch along for the child fights.
He might get involved.
Yeah. Wow, what a show today, huh? You show up at work, you don't really know what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden you get a text, hey, dude, can Street Jesus come on the show? Just pop on into your live show. Why not? Who cares?
Well, we've still got a couple of stories left to do.
We sure do. We're not done.
Longest cock tease ever.
We're not fucking done.
That's not the longest cock tease ever.
I think on this show it is, though.
Maybe on this show. Yeah.
I think on this show it is.
I was edged for a while.
Yeah, we were all edged, dude. He's fucking wildly fascinating. We got to get him back in here into the studio. That'd be an absolute blast. Internet on those bases is always shitty, though.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
and they're also walking around, which is not great. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him fight wise before the end of the year.
Yeah,
I think he's going to pick one up, but I don't know who the fuck it's going to be yet.
Jared Holler just gave him $20 for some more cheeseburgers, which is hilarious. McDonald's had to buy you about 18 with inflation. It used to be 20, not anymore. I had to buy you about 18 with inflation. MyBookie.com is one of our sponsors today. Promo code Drinkin' Bros. Double your deposit all the way up to $1,000. I made a junkie bet, Bob. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it earlier on MyBookie.com.
Baseball?
No. It's preseason football tonight. Jaguars versus the Raiders. I don't know what's worse. The fact that I made the bet on a preseason game, which I don't recommend, or the fact that I tried to tease it into a parlay teaser, and they rejected me of it. Because the over-under was 30 in tonight's game. And I tried to tease it down to 24. And they said no. It was a no-go out of MyBookie.com. But they get the best odds in the business there. All you got to do is head on over to MyBookie.com, type in the promo code Drinkin' Bros. It'll double your deposit up to $1,000. So if you put $1,000 in, congratulations, you wake up with $2,000 in the bank account, and then on downward. If you put a hundo in, you get another hundo back. All the college football odds are up. All the NFL odds are up. Preseason odds are up. You can literally bet on anything, anytime, anywhere at mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will double that deposit all the way up to $1,000. Next up, remember that guy, the pastor that got robbed in the church? In the wake of that brazen heist, attention has focused on Bishop Whitehead. Big surprise. A friend of Mayor Eric Adams with a felony identity theft conviction in his past. Like us, people wondered why a preacher with a tiny congregation would have $1 million in jewelry on his person. It's being said because people can't believe that this happened, he said, that this was all legal. There's no way. There's no way this was legal. $1 million in jewelry? What would he be selling drugs on the side?
So let me take you on a journey.
Sure.
It was an all-around bad week for this gentleman.
Yeah, sure was.
Because after getting robbed, a lot of people accused him of setting up the robbery for insurance purposes. He said he wouldn't comment on that. Then there's some show called Larry Reed Live, which is, I think, a different group of pastors or some shit who were talking shit about him and how his church sucks.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I didn't know there were beef between pop-up churches.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the fuck, especially
especially
not on podcasts. But they were making fun of his church, and he called in to the show live and started talking shit about one of the female pastor who's fat. And then he used some kind of anti-gay slur, but it's the media now. They won't just print what he said. I don't know if it was like queen or something,
Sure,
worse.
Queer or, okay.
So bad week in general for him. Now, at the same time, this is why, like, if you're riding dirty, you make sure that your fucking headlights work.
Sure.
And your taillights work, because you don't want to get pulled over.
No.
And I guarantee you a gentleman who has lived the kind of life he's lived doesn't want anybody looking too closely at his life.
No, which is why I said last week, I think that's why he made that statement very quickly of like, hey, I'm praying for these guys. It's all over.
Yeah.
Is exactly because of this.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Let's just start with recent stuff. Court records from New Jersey show that he currently owes more than $400,000 in settlement judgments to a construction company that built his house and a credit union that financed his Mercedes-Benz and Range Rover.
Perfect.
Now, he said that this was victim shaming, and he said it was also racist. I'm not sure how somebody pointing out that you've committed a litany of crimes is racist.
Me neither.
But that's weird. So there's more. Like, this is recent stuff.
Yeah, isn't there something with a credit union that financed the Mercedes-Benz? And
I just said that part.
And the Range Rover, right? Yeah.
But this. It gets way weirder than this. So, in June of 1978, I'm reading this from DNYUZ, by the way.
Oh, DNews.
Whatever the fuck that means.
I actually know that site.
Police officer stopped a motorist for having a suspended license. The motorist protested. A table of fruit was overturned as more officers arrived. A big man with a gun on his hip approached. His name was Arthur Miller, and the driver's brother and a respected businessman in the neighborhood leading. He was the driver's brother, blah, 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 founding community groups. Mr. Miller had been trying to defuse the situation, but officers zeroed in on the gun, legally owned and licensed. One put Miller in a chokehold. He collapsed, according to the news accounts at the time, foaming at the mouth when officers loaded him into a squad car. His legs were sticking out a window when it pulled away, and he was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Mr. Miller left several children. The youngest, with his mother's last name, was a baby, Lamar Miller Whitehead, who is the bishop in question.
Wow.
So his dad was pretty much, what was the dude in Baltimore? Freddie.
Freddie Gray,
It was in the back of the van.
Yeah.
Like, it was a wrongful death kind of situation. It seems like, anyways, from the report. So,
fuck, dude.
He kind of grew up on the streets.
Yeah.
And then it, obviously didn't go well for him. He went to East New Mexico University, studied accounting and videography.
Well, he got his degree.
Then he went to work as a mortgage broker. Soon after that, in 2005, a woman called the Suffolk County Police Department, said someone had bought a motorcycle in Brooklyn in her name, using all of her personal information.
Yeah, dude.
A few days later, an officer pulled over a man driving the same motorcycle at a traffic stop. That driver was 27-year-old Lamar Whitehead.
Yeah.
So what follows a lengthy investigation and uncovered what the police described as a sprawling identity theft and fraud operation set up and run by one person, Bishop Whitehead, whose girlfriend had access to customer credit reports through her job at a car dealership. So this dude's been ripping people off for years and did time for it. And now there's some other stuff. So he reached out to an elder client privately with a business proposal. If you loan me $200,000, he explained, I could pay you back in a month along with an extra $25,000. Well, guess what didn't happen? None of that.
No.
He just kept the fucking money.
Sure did. Sure did.
This guy is a con man. This is why
I'm shocked.
You were definitely,
I believed in him.
You were definitely right about he didn't want anybody looking into any of this shit. Which, maybe don't wear $1 million worth of jewelry and don't film it and then give the fucking film to the police.
It's hard when you have that much strip, dude.
It really is.
Gotta show it off.
You're born that way.
Yes. Just like Lady Gaga said, I was born this way.
Stunt is a habit.
Got his stunting like my daddy. Because you know he got it from his dad. And that's how he learned to stunt.
Our father.
The real hammer came down in 2008. Mr. Whitehead's trial date had finally arrived for the identity theft charges. Prosecutors spent several days laying out the case, linking Mr. Whitehead to crimes through phone records and the evidence found in his house and car. He was convicted of 17 counts, mostly identity theft, and sentenced to 10 to 30 years in prison. I don't know how he ended up getting out.
I don't either.
But it seems so. 5 years later, in July 2013, Mr. Whitehead was released with a glowing behavioral record. And as soon as weeks later, the Leaders of Tomorrow Ministries, which is the name of his church, was born.
You don't say.
I was applying all of my deceptive bullshit just towards regular civilians and going out and doing all the work. But I found out in prison that I could just start a church and they would all come to me.
Yes.
And now, technically, it's legal.
But that's a tale as old as time, right? You go to prison, you got a lot of time on your hands. You end up reading the Bible 500-600 times. And then you come out and you're like, you know what? I'm a changed person. I can help people. And then once you start helping people and they start giving you money, you're like, man, I could help myself too.
Yeah. Well, during that trial, there was a judgment against him for over $300,000. And then, of course, there's another one that we discussed earlier in the show where it's he owes over $400,000 to a contractor and to a bank, right? So you're coming up on $1 million there. I want to remind people who didn't, or in case you didn't see the first mention of this on last week's episode, the congregation here is like 50 to 70 people, maybe. So where the fuck is this guy getting million? Like, if you have $1 million worth of jewelry plus $200,000 cars, I'm guessing that your income is somewhat like higher than that, right? You're not. I don't know.
Well, in another small New York non-denominational congregation, Mr. Kenneth Parcell had 110% tithe.
Yeah, but that was in Confederate dollars, I believe, so it doesn't count. That's a 30 Rock joke.
Speaking of congregations.
And people paying lots of money.
We have breaking news.
What is it?
And it's a show that was supposed to go out Sunday, but might be a little dated now.
What?
Alex Jones' verdict is now in.
It is. The verdict is now in?
He must pay more than $4.1 million to the Sandy Hook victims' parents in the Texas case.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, man, he got lucky. They wanted 150, and the prosecutor recommended 15, I think, in the original case.
Yeah, so that 4.1 million. All right. We know, Alex. 4.1 is doable without shutting everything down. Like, you don't have to show goes on at that point.
I got to say, I feel like he won this case.
Yes. Is that a class action law? They were all in together, right?
Yeah, they were all together. So it's not going to be any more than that. So he's paying about a third of what his team expected to pay, a little less actually than that. Plus now everybody that watches Alex is going to feel like this was a witch hunt. Like, he's not losing any subscribers over this.
Well, that's to say, like, it's not like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial where discovery or testimony might make the public view them negatively. Everyone already has their opinion on him, and that's
right. It's not going to change. Like this, and this doesn't do anything for it. If anything, shit. I mean, he hasn't been on public television in a long time, and he's been everywhere this entire week. It probably boost his image, and I would guarantee you, Dan, if you probably pulled up the numbers back-end wise for Infowars,
I know what his numbers are,
but they're probably 100, 200% higher since this trial started.
I haven't looked. I don't have access to it, but I can use some online tools to figure it out. It's like they're good months, right? Which is around political season, so October and November. They're going to do 40 million unique visitors to their website per month.
Shit.
40 million.
That's incredible.
Now,
how many bottles of
20 million,
Yeah.
20 million of those are either federal agents or federal cooperators. But, hey, numbers are numbers, bitch.
That's
the advertisers don't know the
see.
difference.
The advertisers, that's all they care about.
That's why we do fucked up shit, is so the feds will watch us, because, it boosts the numbers.
Exactly. I'm going to look this up here on Twitter. Are people pissed about this? Because, I mean, look.
It literally just came in like a minute ago.
Right. So here's my initial thoughts on it with it just coming in. 150, if they would have gotten the 150, that would have bankrupted InfoWars, Alex himself, and everybody else, especially because the other judge tossed out the bankruptcy and said, no, we're not fucking doing that. You're going to trial. So 150 would have bankrupted InfoWars, and it would have been a Gawker situation. 4.1, he can clear pretty easily, I think, and then kind of get the fuck out of there and continue on with life.
Well, if you watch the trial, we'll tease it out since we've already recorded the episode.
Yeah, Primetime Stein is on Sunday night, and he was there at the trial.
Yeah. And it's, the way that the prosecution delivered the information was they took the highest grossing months, I'm sorry, not even months. They took the highest grossing days and made a run rate of a 365-day run rate. Now, in any business, if your best day of the year is every day of the year, then you're going to do a lot better than what you think.
Yeah.
And they had him making 300 fucking million, the company making 300 million in revenue a year. It's not making that.
No, it's not.
But it's making enough to where they can absorb 4.3 million for sure.
Yes.
I know that for a fucking absolute fact.
And I'm just wondering online if people are pissed off about it because on the surface, yeah, dude, he'll be fine. He should be fine.
It's not trending yet, but unvaccinated is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Good for that.
I think it's because of Canada, though. Yeah, hospital admissions due to COVID are going up in Alberta. The government stopped publishing the vaccinated versus unvaccinated statistics a few weeks ago because,
sure,
they don't want to look bad, I guess.
All right, I'll pull this up here on CNN. $4 million in damages to 2 Sandy Hook parents. So it wasn't all the parents; it was just 2 of them. Is what they're saying?
Maybe they're the only 2 that fucking got harassed by the public or whatever measure they set for determining that he affected their lives in a way that required money.
So the plaintiffs had asked for $150 million in compensatory damages to be awarded when the trial started. A separate, shorter trial, which punitive damages will be discussed, is now expected. Punitive damages are awarded when the court finds the defendant's behavior to be especially abusive. So does that mean there's another trial after this?
I have no fucking clue, to be honest.
Because this has been going on for a while. I believe this started back in 2018, if memory serves me correctly. He did admit during this trial that it was 100% real and that it was not a hoax. But at this point, I don't think he had a choice, obviously. But 4.1 was not really what I was expecting there. I thought they were going to drop the fucking hammer, for sure. For sure.
It looks like he personally made $60 million. If you look at the end of the CNN article, he made $62 million a year the last 2 years. Or maybe total for the last 2 years.
I think it's total.
They were
his gross was 300. I remember them saying that.
That's what they tried to say, right?
Because
they were trying to get as much money as they could. So you take your best days, then you multiply them times 365, and then go from there, right? But with this, I think he told me his best year was like 30, somewhere in there. So, either way, what are we bitching about that? Like, you're still probably the 8th best quarterback in the NFL. $30 million a year at that money, like, it is what it is. But he'll be able to survive 4 for sure.
Yep.
For sure. Now, this other trial I have no idea about. I don't know what that means or anything else. This has been going on for so long, and there's so many people involved in it. I have no idea what the next one is going to be.
According to Adam Clansfield, he's a pretty good reporter, they have yet to award punitive damages to the victims' families.
Right.
Oh, so is the judge going to come back in and say, hey, on top of this 4.1, we're going to
According to this
award?
article, that's a separate hearing.
Okay, it is.
So-
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right.
I believe he is also in the courtroom, so he's following along.
Okay.
And for, I guess, whatever context, the Depp verdict was $10.3 million against Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I would shitting on the bed versus saying Sandy Hook
No.
was fake.
She accused him of sexual assault.
Right.
That was the difference.
Oh, as far as being defamatory.
So he got 10.3 from her, not the other way around.
Correct.
She didn't get
But I'm
shit.
just saying, if you're looking at the two charges, I guess if you will, it's sexual assault versus saying some kids that got killed in a school was fake. Still kind of lean on the Alex Jones one on that one. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that.
I'm not sure. Like, if he mobilized people to go harass them, that's fine. But I'm not really a fan of penalizing people for saying things.
Right.
Like, we have Brandenburg v. Ohio for a fucking reason. Like, it's not because Alex did was fucking dumb, but dumb enough to like fucking bankrupt somebody. I don't know, because it's bad manners aren't illegal.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know. Neither's lying in the media, obviously, because the media still exists.
Yeah,
And
every single day.
If lying in the media was illegal, then this opens up the fucking floodgates. Like
I agree.
Nick Sandman got big settlements from a couple of news agencies. I would expect that Kyle Rittenhouse will get the same.
Mm-hmm.
And now people from the left, if you want to call it that, I don't think, maybe it was just the parents here, but it feels like an ambulance chaser got all of these people riled up and filed a lawsuit against Alex Jones, and there's got to be some political motivation there. So now people from the left have done the same thing to a right-wing personality. It's going to happen again and again. Like,
Yes.
people in the media are going to continuously get sued.
Yeah. But there's certain things like the Sarah Palin one where you can hide behind what your intent was. And I think that's a crazy fucking law that shouldn't exist either. Because you can write a retraction and then just, well, sorry about it. It's on page 90. Did you read it? It was at the bottom of the page, super small print. I said I was sorry.
I think if you talk shit, then a person can challenge you to mutual combat.
Yeah.
And you can't say, well, you could say no, but you're still going to get beat up.
Yeah. I like that. We should have that on the store. Speaking of which, Drinkin' Bros store is stocked. Go to drinkinbros.com. Get some tees. I got the new one on right here. I got the new tees. I got the snapback on right now. Look at this. Woo, that's nice. We got some Pork of the Sea shirts back in the store. Tons of fun in there. We got the Fuck Park shirts in there. We got, look at that. There it is. Let people know next time you go to Six Flags that you belong to a fuck park.
I
saw.
actually saw a shirt the other day that I'm super jealous of. It says, "Stop bullying me or I'll come."
Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck made it or where it came from, but that is really funny.
That's pretty solid.
And the guy was wearing it in like a family restaurant.
Sure. You go to Olive Garden and something like that?
But yeah,
Red Lobster?
Six Flags is, you need to expect to see that type of shirt at Six Flags. It's not like
Yes.
Disney World
Yep.
where you're paying a lot of money to be there. Six Flags St. Louis, I've been to it many times as a child, and let me tell you, yeah, a lot of fucked up T-shirts walking around there.
It's gotten expensive, though. Like, I thought the same thing. I took my kid to the Dallas one, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, shit, this is like $100 and something to get into Six Flags. But then when you go in there, you still see the white trash people with the fucking T-shirt, and you're like, that's crazy to me.
Well,
That's
that's their big vacation for the year.
No, I probably.
You know what I mean?
I get
and
it.
it's, to be honest, if you're a family with small children, I can't imagine on a budget going like camping to the woods or something, like getting a nice cabin and all that bullshit. If you like, you don't want to skimp on that when you have kids out in the fucking woods.
Right.
You know what I mean? But taking them for the day to Six Flags, because if you go to the one here, or the one in Texas. It's like there's on one side of the road, it's a amusement park, and the other side is a water park.
Oh, you're talking about the one in San Antonio, yeah.
So you can do like a Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, and that's actually a pretty fun thing.
Yeah, San Antonio's got it. Dallas has got it. It's a big state, so
I hate amusement parks, but water parks are pretty dope.
I like amusement
I
parks.
don't like roller coasters and shit are boring for me.
Really?
But I do enjoy being in the water.
Okay.
Just to marinate, you know.
Sure.
And pee, I don't pee for 2 weeks before.
Oof.
And it's just like a steady stream of orange piss.
Do you trust a fucking water park in San Antonio, though?
Look, I've swallowed so much pee in my life that it doesn't really matter at this point. You know?
Sure doesn't. Go to the Drinkin' Bros store, buy some merch, support us. It'd be great. Next up, bad news for Jared Taylor. Experts at the University of Michigan, calculated the health burden of different foods, becoming the first to put concrete scores on your favorite snacks. They found out that a portion of nuts can add almost 26 minutes to a person's life.
Hey, Bob, can you pull this Sun article up? It's in the Drinkin' Bros email.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But every hot dog eaten shortens your lifespan by 36 minutes. I've had so many hot dogs in my life.
Well, here's the chart. So you can
How
see,
is Joey Chestnut not dead then?
You can see that the best possible thing you can eat is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Or peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Jam,
but
yeah.
I don't know why. That's a very obtuse thing to fucking say.
Baked salmon is underneath that?
Banana, tomatoes, avocado, French fries, all on the positive side.
How the fuck is French fries in the positive?
That's a good question.
They're tiny, and you gotta. I think you're working out a little bit.
I'm questioning this chart.
Well, it's from the University of Michigan. You should question.
Yeah, you
it,
should. You should question everything about that
who's
school.
funding this?
Cheddar cheese minus
Harbaugh.
1.4, bacon minus 6.4 minutes per slice, I guess. Pizza minus 7.8 minutes per slice, which I figured that would be more.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger, soft drink, and then hot dog is because of the nitrates. But if you eat like good Hebrew Nationals or something like that, beef hot dogs, you'll be fine.
I don't see brisket on here, so I don't know how long.
Well,
it's supposed to live.
if you read the full study, which I did not, it showed that if someone who eats beef and processed meats like bacon swapped just 10% of their calories for plant-based food, they could gain 48 extra minutes of life per day. Now, you can tell that that's bullshit, right? Because they lumped in beef with processed meats.
Yep.
That's not the same thing.
No.
Like nitrate-filled bullshit meat and just a piece of steak is not even close to the same. So you can tell there's a lot of bias in there. But basically, pull that chart back up, please. I'm just doing math here. For every hot dog I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe a peanut butter and jelly hot dog.
That'll get you back.
I'm definitely good to go at that point. Like, fuck off with this shit. If a
Cristo.
peanut butter and jelly hot dog with a fucking banana on top of it.
Time folds in on itself.
No, you just don't die, ever.
You don't die. Well, Elvis did. And
Is
that
it-
was 2 out of the top 3 were his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was also, like, taking so much Percocet that he couldn't shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's how he died, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of
We
people
know,
don't
on the
know.
toilet.
Yeah.
He
Well, no,
couldn't-
but he couldn't shit.
He couldn't make a
A lot of
duty.
people said it was a heart attack.
Because he was straining so hard.
Right.
And sweating.
But it
Blew up.
wasn't.
What was the sandwich that he would get? What was the name of
Peanut
it?
butter and banana.
No,
Yeah.
it was peanut butter, mayonnaise, and banana.
Yeah, like
that's
deep
what it is.
fried or something,
Shut up.
though?
Was it really? I didn't hear about the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
It was like he would get like a full loaf of bread. Like there was like a way to make it for him. And you'd have to hollow out like a full loaf of bread, use like a certain amount of butter.
He was
Yeah.
gross. He was gross.
And he put gravy on things that didn't require it.
Well, a lot of people do that in the South.
Maybe.
Wise men say, only fools rush in.
All I'm saying is, like, you know, if you're going to have a hot dog, have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for dessert.
Exactly. And then you can get
And
that
you'll live forever.
lifetime back. Yeah.
Well, not forever. Right? There's still a diminishing return on that. But if you add a banana to it now, you'll live forever.
This sounds strangely like a euphemism now.
It sounds like we're butt fucking.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're
And if
ready
as
to
long as
butt
you eat
fuck.
the ass afterwards, you're fine.
Sure. Then you're good to go. Weird show today. We have the Drinkin' Bro of the Week. We've got to give it to Jorge Masvidal for calling in from a military base in Savannah at this point. I mean, my God, man. That took some brass to come on live and then me asking him about, you know, fighting 8-year-olds.
Well,
That
he
show took some brass.
He was a little cagey about the 8-year-olds at first, but once he punched his own kid in the face,
then
He
we
was
were
like,
fine.
I could probably fight 100 of these
He
guys.
was very concerned when you were talking about the handicapped person.
Oh, that's right. And this shit's live, dude. I forget. Who
Not so
cares?
concerned that he doesn't want to come back. So
Exactly. He definitely wants to be here. But I said it was a para, not a quad. So, like, dude.
And he was so confused at first, and then he was like, wait,
But I go,
wheelchair.
look, you're going to fight on your knees. Like, it's going to be even height. And he was just like, all right, shit, yeah. He's like, as long as I won't get, like, that's fine. So that's something I'd like to see go down. But, yeah, shout out for calling in today. Got to get him back in studio. That guy fucking rocks. We just need him here. So we can control the internet. That's the one thing I will say about this show when we have, because we have a gajillion listeners and all that stuff, and it's fine. But when people zoom in like this, I hate it because you want to get the reaction in studio. That Brian Callen show we did a couple weeks ago was one of my faves because it was like, hey, dude, we're all here and drinking on a Friday afternoon, and it's dope. So we got to get that guy in studio for sure. It was fun. Look, if you're out there and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you definitely should be on days like this. He threw his 7-year-old on the ground. And if you run that back.
What was his own 7-year-old?
Yeah. But he still wasn't going to take the punishment.
No.
7-year-old was going to the body. He was like, well, fuck you. I'm going to throw you to the ground. So
no,
respect it.
No participation trophies.
No participation trophies, no free ads. I like it out of Jorge.
Adam Gothard did the math. If you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for every meal, you'll gain 27 days of life every year, right? So basically, every 13 years of life, you get an extra year of life.
Okay.
Do
you want that extra year, though?
It depends on the quality of life. Right.
I imagine it's not white bread.
What does that have to do? That's racist. What does that have to do with anything?
White bread's terrible for you.
Is it really?
It's bleached, but and then enriched,
It's
whatever
a simple
that means.
carbohydrate.
I don't eat it, so I don't really know.
It's basically like eating sugar.
Okay.
It's like 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Great.
Basically, yeah.
That all seems great. And you're saying that's not good for you?
Ivan Huerta wants to know how many hot dogs he has to eat to die tomorrow.
Chestnut still isn't.
I would say
Chestnut had 76.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. To get the nitrates, like if you've already got a heart condition, you're probably closer than normal. Mm-hmm. But probably like 200, right?
Womb Raider's saying potato bread is better than white bread. I don't know what potato bread is. Is it made out of potatoes?
Yes.
All right.
It's made.
I've never heard of it.
It's made out of the starch from potatoes.
Gross.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it, but I kind of want it.
Yeah, I would say my comment on that would be who cares
about potato bread?
Yeah.
Yeah. All bread matters.
No, bread is for fucking poor people. What if I just eat peanut butter and jelly without the bread?
That's the move.
I feel like I'll become fucking immortal.
It's got to be jam, though.
It's got to be jam.
That's
not
fine.
jelly.
Yeah, I'll make my own jam.
You know the difference between jam and jelly, right?
Huckleberry jam.
No, I don't actually.
Your uncle never told you this joke?
No, my uncles are all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Okay.
They died.
Yeah.
AIDS. What is the joke saying?
You can't jelly your dick into a girl's asshole.
All right. We'll end it on a sexual assault joke.
Let's end the show with that, dude. I think that's a good way to go out today. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, leave a quick review, or go to Spotify and just click the 5-star and walk away. No review needed there. The advertisers love this shit. They're gonna love today's episode. I can tell you that. Holy shit. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.